TIFU by topping 550 pounds. Update. About a month ago I admitted to the internet I was too fat to travel and visit my dying father. If you missed the post, here it is. https www.reddit.com/r/tifu/comments/samyalp/tifu by topping 550 lbs. I honestly didn't expect the overwhelming positive comments on my original post. Time will tell if this was my aha moment. But something did click when I read through the comments. I knew I had to try harder. If not for me, then for my father. Was in hospital ICU. So I did. Below is that journey. To recap, I needed to find a way to physically transport myself between two major cities of quite some distance, transport myself between houses and hospitals, and face my family and friends at hopefully what would be my final biggest size. I couldn't have a friend drive me between the cities, as this would be a several days journey, and my friendships aren't that strong. I first started with what I distilled as a freight transport issue to solve. I found 3 medical transport specialist companies and 11 companies that had "we'll deliver anything" marketing material. While I continued to have positive correspondence, all options were exhausted quite quickly. If you're wondering, 2 companies laughed directly at me, 2 hung up on me, and 1 suggested an option which was $12,000 and I had to sign a waiver. Was the sketchiest of the options. None of the medical transport specialists would help given the distance to travel. I next turned to the airlines. One was quite helpful and convinced me it would be better and cheaper to buy a business class seat, which had extra wide seat and more legroom over buying a neighboring seat. I used public transport to get to the airport. Surprisingly went well. Got to the plane, and then I didn't fit in the seat. The armrests weren't adjustable. I tried to wedge myself in, but my thigh would hard press against the backrest adjustment button, so there was no way to keep the seat upright. I didn't get to the seatbelt issue, and there were no other seats available. I was rejected from the flight. Several emotions and events happened afterwards. I wouldn't be flying that day, and I lied to my family why I wouldn't be flying. The airline called me the next day and offered me 2 economy seats at the same business class ticket price. Time of year and last-minute tickets elevated the economy class ticket prices. The plane had rows of 3 and I didn't want to risk anything, so I bought another seat so I had the entire row. Given the time of the year, that 1 seat almost cost me the same as the original ticket cost. The middle seat armrests could be lifted, while 1 flight assistant had a problem with it being up on takeoff. That was my only option, so we needed to go with it. The seatbelt extender wasn't an issue, they had it on hand. I was quite nervous about that, but they proactively brought it to me without asking. Yeah, I know. The need was obvious. I hadn't told my family I would be flying again in fear I'd run into another problem. And with a bit of a positive buzz from a successful flight, I thought I'd surprise them. I tried 2 taxis, I couldn't get in the car. I tried a minivan taxi, and I couldn't wear the seatbelt. 1 taxi driver refused to look at me and locked their doors. I then decided to use public transport. This turned out to being a 4-hour journey as nothing was direct. But I made it to my parents' house. After all of that, I couldn't find a way to transport myself to the hospital to see my father. I tried to sit in my mother's car in advance but wouldn't fit. So I lied again and said I had a bunged knee and couldn't bend it when it came to visiting him. She didn't overly question this, but I'm sure she knew the real reason. After 28 days, my father was released from the hospital on Christmas Day. I saw him at my parents' house. He is doing a lot better. Has long COVID. And he never said anything to me about my weight. All of the family conversations were centered around my father. I couldn't find a way to start a conversation about myself either. even with my mother, whom I'm the closest with. For another time, my mother suggested I use a different bathroom for showering. It had a bigger door to access it. I declined and squeezed into the usual bathroom. On reflection, she was trying to help me and be more comfortable. I'm an idiot for not picking up on this in the moment. I lied again when I returned home, saying I would catch a taxi as I had an ungodly hour of a flight. I repeated everything in reverse. As for my health, I have started another attempt at weight loss. I got a reading on my bathroom scales on Sunday, for the first time 555 pounds. 252 kilograms. My only positive from this is thinking that because I have a reading, my weight must have declined from whatever it was over Christmas, as previously my scales would error with maximum weight exceeded. Being morbidly obese sucks. I'm going to attempt to change that for me this year. TLDR. I got laughed at by freight companies trying to ship my fat self like a large box. Was rejected from a flight for being fat. Paid a fortune for new airplane tickets. Lied to my family about traveling complications. And managed to see my father in person after he survived a near-death experience from health complications. I gotta say, man, I'm proud of you. You pulled all the stops to make the journey work. So I'm sure you can embark on your new journey and work towards your goals successfully. Good luck. A lot of people would have gotten discouraged and given up. If you apply the same approach to getting healthy, you will do great, I think. You did a great thing. Also, if possible, get special programs for weight loss. Not sure if your place has an option for getting into some programs from private hospitals, because a normal workout would not be that efficient for your case. Hope someone or some groups will give you more options. You made it home and you saw your father. I'd say you've met your toughest goals, and while the rest won't be easy, you've got this. We may roast each other and all here, but you absolutely have support here. I would suggest finding a dietitian first. After that, get a gym membership and a trainer. Most gyms offer training. That trainer will be your biggest cheerleader and supporter in your weight loss. They will become a great friend too. Proud of you, man. I am so sorry that you have had these experiences. But I am so proud of you for your determination to improve your life. And I have full faith that you'll find success. If you manage that journey to see your family, you can manage weight loss. Get in touch with a nutritionist. Get a gym membership. And maybe even a therapist if possible. It can be easy to get discouraged, but having professionals you can talk to will help you on your journey. You can do it. Good job. I admire your tenacity. This is amazing. Love to hear it. I dropped from 490 pounds to 234 pounds a few years back. Back up to 360 pounds, so also need to get back on track. Feel free to reach out if you need any accountability, motivation or support. You have a medical condition like any other. And you manage to accomplish incredible things in the face of discrimination and practical difficulties. You should be extremely proud of yourself. When you're ready to seek treatment, don't let anyone make you feel ashamed of it. Just bit of advice here. Don't think of losing weight as dieting or anything like that. It only scares your own mind into thinking of it in a negative way. 'Cause dieting sucks for everyone. Think of it as making small lifestyle changes at first and sticking with them as you make more and more changes. For someone who's morbidly obese, just walking outside to grab the mail can be great exercise if you do it every day. Or slowing down how fast you eat so it allows your body to process your full with less food. Making small changes a couple at a time makes losing weight and keeping it off much more bearable. You can't rush into losing weight. Otherwise your body will think you're starving and compensate by lowering your metabolism even further to help you conserve your body fat, or overeat the next meal you do eat. You made it. You did it. It happened and it was all you. Smiley face. You have more courage and strength than most people out there. Keep up the good work and know that this community is proud of you. Godspeed, Op. Amazing. That's quite the achievement and a testament to what you can perform when you put your will and heart to it. If you can go through that, I have no doubt that you can improve on your other problem. Especially if you can use the mentality of, I managed to do that impossible thing, and everything else will seem so much easier in comparison. Op, you are going to lose weight this year. I have full faith in you. Just make a few small changes and stick with them and it'll work out. Hey, you got there. Despite all the barriers. That's impressive. I hope you keep carrying that determination with you. I'm just barely under the size to use a seatbelt extender on planes, and I just want to say don't be embarrassed about them. The belts aren't made to be generous. Just like how the seats are cramped for most people. Saves money on fabric to just have extenders on hand instead of having extra length on every belt. Also just a suggestion, but consider getting your own seatbelt extender for cars. So that e.g. minivan taxis are usable. It'll take some time to slim down, and having ways to get to and from appointments and activities is important. Don't be afraid to use the tools available to you and take the help you can get. Your drive to make the trip possible shows you can do this. Weight loss is not an easy journey but can be an amazing story of triumph, perseverance, and inevitable failures along the way. It won't be a straight line down, but you've got what it takes to succeed. You got this, Op. Deadass, you can do this. You could make it a weekly thing to update, and maybe that will keep you on course. At the end of the day, you are doing this for you and you alone. If you want it bad enough, you can do it. Diet is 90%, exercise is 10. Either choice you make, I'll still love you, Op. I am so proud of you. You have persevered and I wish you the very, very best. Proud of you. What a journey.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.